R&D Sports Podcast. My name's Dalton.
RJ.
Today we're going to be talking about the Auburn recap of the Oklahoma game. Hard-fought game in Norman. A couple times where you thought Auburn may pull it off, and a couple times where you thought Oklahoma was about ready to run away with the game. RJ, what did you see from that Auburn team in that game that really stood out to you, especially in the beginning of the game, early stages, maybe the first half, that you're like, okay, we got a chance?
Well, hats off to Oklahoma for beating Auburn in that dogfight it was in Norman. But first half, it was a seemed like an old SEC game here, just straight up defensive in the first half. I mean, both offenses couldn't get it moving, and
Mm-hmm.
just both of the defenses just played a hell of a game in Norman.
Yeah, I agree. A hard-fought defensive battle, and the fact that you had a couple of times where you really felt like neither of the offenses could get anything going. Oklahoma, to have such a injury-heavy offensive line and maybe a question mark in the running game, stood out, and those intermediate throws, John Mateer did good passing the ball, but not as good as what you thought, right? Um,
All right.
Jackson Arnold, if Cam Coleman's not on that field, he doesn't break 120 passing yards. I'm sorry. I don't know how many exactly passing yards that Cam Cole. I think Cam Cole, yeah, 88 receiving yards on 3 receptions, and a lot of them were just big passes down the field. And the Auburn offense almost looked confused, but then we get those big passes from Cam Coleman, the one-on-ones. I feel like Jackson Arnold was nervous about every ball he threw unless he was throwing a ball to Cam Coleman down the field. I feel
All
like
right.
Brent Venables did a good job of, passing off zones, working in schemes to confuse the RPO, and you saw that come out a lot. Auburn's run game, Jeremiah Cobb led the Tigers with 61 rushing yards on 6 carries. It was very, very mid. If think back, okay, Jeremiah Cobb, he had a 40-yard run.
All
If he
right.
doesn't have that, what Auburn's, I'm trying to look at team stats here. I don't know how many exact rushing yards they had, but it wouldn't have been near that because that 40-yard run did a lot for him. Jackson Arnold got sacked 11 times. What did you see that Oklahoma did to make it so hard on Jackson Arnold on Auburn's offensive line?
Well, a lot of stunt blitzes Oklahoma did to mess up Auburn's offensive line. And
Mm,
Auburn's, I mean, yeah, Jackson Arnold held the ball for a long time on several of those sacks, but our offensive line also got manhandled.
yeah.
So I'm not going to blame it all on Jackson Arnold. I'm not going to have a make this a crash out game for me as an Auburn fan. Like any Auburn fan shouldn't make this game a crash out game over just simple mistakes that we can fix on going on through the season. Like offensive line, they can fix that. They can fix that easily. Jackson Arnold needs to have more trust in himself thrown across the field. And he don't have enough
Mm,
trust in himself, and he doesn't. But he needs to start doing it. I'm not going to judge him after this game because Jackson Arnold handled the pressure pretty well. I thought going in Norman, having because that stadium was never quiet.
yeah. Yeah.
It was just loud the whole time for Jackson Arnold, and I feel like Jackson Arnold played pretty decent to hang in there with Oklahoma because Oklahoma is a top SEC team right now by the looks of it.
Talk
I
about
mean,
John Mateer a little bit. What
what do
did
you mean?
do you think John Mateer underperformed in any sense?
Um, not underperformed, but he didn't do much, but he did it. He did his job.
Yeah. I got the stats pulled up on the screen for us here. Looking at John Mateer, 24 for 36, 271 passing yards, and a passing touchdown with 29 rushing and a rushing touchdown, compared to Arnold's 21 to 32, 220 yards, 1 touchdown, and negative 11 rushing yards. A lot of that because of the fact of sacks.
Yeah,
Um,
well, John Mateer. I mean, yeah, it was like a kind of a iffy game for him, but he's playing against a good SEC defense, and he did his job to win this game. So hats off to John Mateer in Oklahoma for winning this game.
yeah, so I want to ask this question, and you may agree or disagree with me on this. Are you disappointed as an Oklahoma fan in your offense in this game? Because you saw in our on our TikTok comments on one of our Oklahoma episodes that we did post on TikTok, which if you have not, follow us on TikTok and make sure you're liking and reposting everything that we post on there. Also the same with Facebook and Instagram. But looking in the comments of those TikToks, you had Oklahoma fans that were really, really, really adamant about the fact that Oklahoma was going to blow Auburn out. Oh, it's going to be a 2-score game. Oh, it's going to be a 3-score game. But then you get in the fourth quarter and you're almost about, possibly you feel like Auburn's hung in there. It's about time for Auburn to take the game, and this may be an upset that's going to happen in Norman.
Yeah, that's just delusion, honestly. That's just delusion. I mean, any SEC game you play, unless it's Kentucky, you're going to have a good matchup. But
Mhm.
speaking on Oklahoma's offense, their run game needs to come through.
Yeah, so you definitely have to see if Oklahoma wants to make a run in the SEC, make an SEC championship, they definitely got to get the rushing game complete because whenever your leading rusher's John Mateer with 29 yards, that's not going to get it done. That got it done this
No.
past week, but barely did. Whenever you're a 6.5-point favorite compared to ESPN, but like I said, a lot of the fan base felt like Auburn should never even be in the game, right?
Yeah.
You had a really good game from one of the Oklahoma's receivers, Isaiah. I want to say he had 127. Let me see here, 127 receiving yards, 9 receptions, and a touchdown. He showed out. So you still saw, even though Oklahoma didn't look great, you still saw Auburn's secondary being the struggle, right?
I
Where do you think
mean,
Auburn needs to go now with their secondary?
I feel like this. I feel like Auburn's defense played a hell of a game against John Mateer. I mean, you got to think John Mateer is going to be the Heisman Trophy winner this year, no doubt. I think he will be. So, I mean, first game against Sawyer Robertson, he's another Heisman candidate. He had what 450 plus passing yards on Auburn, right?
Hold on, pause.
I mean, John Mateer is going to be probably the Heisman winner this year. I mean, he's a hell of a ball player out there for
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma, and Auburn's defense played a hell of a game. I mean, Auburn's defense stopped him enough for Auburn to come up with scores. I mean, let's say Auburn. I mean, Jackson Arnold hits Cam Coleman downfield. Cam Coleman stops running for some reason and overthrows him. That's Cam Coleman's fault. And then we stop him again, and then Jackson Arnold misses Cam Coleman again. The second one was Jackson Arnold's fault from overthrowing him. But
Mm-hmm.
just mistakes on offense is going to hurt Auburn this game. I'm not going to say anything about defense. I mean, our front five didn't really get enough pressure. So I blame if it is on the defense. I'll say it's our front five that didn't get
Mm-hmm.
enough pressure on John Mateer.
Yeah, because you look at the sack comparison, that's a whole,
Right.
complete thing in itself, like a whole complete episode in itself, talking about Auburn's offensive line and compared to what Oklahoma
Auburn
was able to do.
Auburn's just got beat in the trenches this game. Honestly, I mean we couldn't get no pressure. We couldn't block them. So
Hmm.
Oklahoma won this game at the line of scrimmage, no doubt.
Another thing that you saw a lot of people talking about was controversy and penalties and things that happened in the game. Like you want to talk about Auburn getting stopped. We think about that first quarter fumble, first drive fumble that went for 6 would have put Auburn up 14-0, right? You think about that. A lot of people disagree with that. Then you have the sideline, the fake substitution. We'll talk more about that in a minute. And then also you have it was ruled an incomplete pass on the sideline, or yeah, it's ruled an incomplete, but a lot of people thought it was
Incomplete.
complete. Yeah.
Yeah, it
So
was completed. I feel like, but if that was
yeah,
completed, the first one, there should have been a fumble touchdown for Auburn. But officiating sucked on both sides.
yeah, 22 penalties, right? So you have Auburn with 13 penalties, 85 yards, and Oklahoma with 9 penalties, 99 yards.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
that's
they
a lot of
missed
penalties.
they missed a lot of clear ones, and they called a lot of that shouldn't be called.
Yeah.
Honestly, so
Um, you've seen a lot of people
officiating was
talking about
bad. I hope that crew never touched the field again. that crew
Yeah.
sucked for both sides of the game. So
You saw what do you think about the pass interference on Cam Coleman towards the end of the game? Now Auburn still in. They ended up kind of getting a bailout call, or not a bailout call. I wouldn't say that, but a fixed call, and the fact that they threw the pass interference that could have been deemed uncatchable to a lot of people. So they kind of made up for that one. But what do you think about that non-call on the Cam Coleman pass interference?
well, it was a bad call, and it was honestly a good play by a DB. I mean, I rather get the pass interference than the touchdown.
Yeah.
Give Auburn the chance to either kick a field goal or try to score or turn it
Hmm.
over on downs. So it was a
Yeah.
good play by the DB, but it should have been a pass interference. The referee, the official should have called a pass interference, but he never did. But like you
Mm.
said, we got it back on another pass interference on Cam Coleman, and we scored that drive. So
So another thing to talk about is third down efficiency and possession time for the two teams. Auburn wins the possession time by almost like 10 or 11 minutes.
I think it was
But
10
third
minutes.
down efficiency, you get behind on the chains. Auburn did that a lot in this game. You saw a lot of second and longs. You saw a lot of false starts. You saw a lot of times where the guys look confused whenever you're getting given a hard clap, and you have people jumping off sides on the line of scrimmage. You get put in that second down. Then Jackson Arnold gets sacked, and you're putting yourself in third and longs a lot, which hints to the 3rd and 15 or 3 and 15 on third down for Auburn. But Oklahoma wasn't much better. Now they 3 for 12 on third down, but Auburn being 1 for 3 on fourth down, and Oklahoma being 1 for 1. What do you think happened? Why is Auburn getting so behind the sticks and the chains? And you see a lot of people talk about how Auburn's going to struggle away because they do have a check the sideline type of offense. There's never with the RPO scheme, there's never a definitive play call, so you're having a lot of hard counts and looks, and offensive line gets wound up in a road environment and jumps. And I think most of your penalties were that, and that's
Yeah.
the reason for the low penalty yardage. But what do you what do you see in the fact of third down problems for Auburn? Why are they getting behind the sticks?
Well, Jackson Arnold needs to trust himself and just throw the ball.
Mm,
You know, it's a 50-50 chance. It's going to be an interception or an incompletion or your guy catches it. It's a 50-50 chance. Or just throw it out of bounds. Don't take the sack. And also our line needs to block a lot better. I mean, Auburn has the most mature line in the SEC, and we just got manhandled by Oklahoma's defensive line. But Oklahoma's defensive line is really good.
yeah.
I'll give
Um,
Oklahoma that.
then
But
Oklahoma's defense is Brent Venables' led defense is going to be good in general, but they are really impressive against the run.
no
That's
doubt.
something that I want to see answered. And you played Michigan and Auburn this year, and still looked pretty solid against the run in both those games. Now Michigan not so much as Auburn, but you still looked good, right?
Which
You still didn't let them beat you.
I don't think Hugh Freeze caught enough run plays. I mean, he
Mm.
caught a lot of QB draws and QB runs, but not enough running back run plays.
Yeah, I want to see. I wanted to go and check out what the 35 rushing attempts as a team. You have 20 carries for Jackson Arnold with negative 11 rushing yards, 6 carries for Jeremiah Cobb, 7 carries for Damari Alston, and then Malcolm Simmons and Hudson Cack got one as well.
Yeah,
But
I feel like Hugh Freeze should have fed the ball more to Damari and Jeremiah Cobb.
yeah, no doubt. So another one with another kind of big talking point in this game was, and the SEC released a statement about it, which we'll check out now. Um, says in Saturday's Auburn at Oklahoma football game with 10:50 remaining in the second quarter, passes thrown to Oklahoma number 5, resulting in a touchdown. Oklahoma number 5 participated in the previous play, which was a first down play from the 22-yard line. After the first down was completed, Oklahoma number 5 continued towards his team's sideline, but stopped just before reaching the Oklahoma sideline. NCAA Football Rule 9.2, Article 2 is labeled unfair tactics, with paragraph B stating, no simulated replacements or substitutions may be used to confuse opponents. No tactic associated with substitutes or the substitution process may be used to confuse opponents. This including any hideout tactic with or without a substitution. The officiating crew did not properly interpret the action as a hideout tactic. If properly officiated, the second down play should have resulted in an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty of 15 yards assessed from the previous spot. Appropriate accountability will be applied without additional comment. What do you think about that, RJ? What do you think about the unfair tactic, as the SEC would call it, on the substitutions? Do you agree with that, or do you think that was an Auburn defensive not paying attention type thing? And how do you think that should be addressed?
Well, it's really both. It's on Auburn's defense. They should be paying attention more, and also the official knew better. He would have thrown the penalty. But
But that gives Oklahoma a touchdown. I want to say that drive was only a 2 or 3 minute drive. They got a touchdown there. Is that the difference in the game, you think?
well, we bobbled that punt and gave it the ball to them in the red zone.
Mm-hmm.
So that's still our fault. Special
Yeah.
teams suck for Auburn right now. We look good in the beginning of the season, but now we suck. We look terrible. About 3 or 4 drives, we were on their 5-yard line, starting on our 5-yard line, trying to get the ball down the field, especially in the last minute. We can't let that happen. Special teams got to be better. But back to what you were saying about the play, I mean, they should never have been in that position anyways.
Yeah.
Honestly. So, I mean, just better officiating and better heads up from Auburn need to be there.
Yeah. Basically what you're saying is Auburn should still be held accountable, but the officiating's got to be better.
Yes.
Overall, though, good on Auburn. They're a lot better of a team this year than what they had last year. Oklahoma looks like the real deal. I mean, Oklahoma looks good. If they can get the rushing game going, they're going to be a scary team in the SEC. John Mateer looks like everything that a lot of people said that he was going to be, and the fact of like Josh Pate said he was going to be great. Cranny Company said that he's going to be great. A lot of different voices throughout college football media said that he was going to be the real deal this year, and he's proven that right. He's won 2 big games now in Michigan and Auburn, and has not checked up. And what stood out in this game is the fact that you only had 1 turnover throughout the whole game. And Oklahoma, a really cool fact for them is the fact that they have not had a single turnover in every game they played this year and still won every game. You don't see that a lot. You usually don't see a lot of teams that are 4-0 be 4-0 with 0 turnovers. So
Auburn definitely blew this game, no doubt. Auburn had the game in the bag and they just blew it. I mean, we had plenty of chances to go up by two possessions, and we just couldn't. So,
I think, are you calling?
Huh?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So, do I think Auburn still legit? Yes, I still think Auburn's still a legit team. We just got to fix mistakes on offense and then special teams too. Do I think Auburn should still be ranked? Yes, Auburn's still a top 20 team to me. I mean, we lost against a good Oklahoma team. I mean, I feel like this Auburn team is still different from the past 6 years. The past 6 years, no Auburn team can compete with the Oklahoma team in Oklahoma. You can't tell me so. I mean, so I feel like this Auburn team is still different. I feel like we can bounce back in Texas A&M and win that game because we only can drop one more game. I think maybe.
You may can slip in there with a 3 loss, but you would have to lose to, the 2 teams you have to lose to would have to be really, really highly ranked at the end of the season. But you really want to stay around that 2 loss mark, right?
Yeah, we definitely got to win road games, no doubt, because Hugh Freeze is 1-9 in road games right now against ranked opponents, and he's got to win at least 2 this year.
So let me ask you this. A lot of people I've seen have been calling for Hugh Freeze's job. Where are you at on Hugh Freeze as of right now? Do you think he should still be there? Or do you think after this season, if he doesn't get a 10-2 season or a 9-3 season, do you think he should be out of there?
It's just if he has a 8-4 season, I mean, I feel like he should still stay at least, because it's just going to go downhill if you hire another coach.
Yeah, you don't want to get the coaching carousel, right?
Yes, I mean Auburn needs to stop with that. I mean, it's just one game, Auburn fans. One game is not going to hurt us against a good top 10 team at least, you know.
Hmm.
And
It's not like
Auburn
you lost to
fans,
Ball State. You lost to
no,
Oklahoma, who is going
yes,
to be probably in the playoff conversation and the SEC championship conversation towards the end of the year.
and fought with them the whole game, going
Hmm.
back to back. So I feel like Auburn's legit and we can bounce back. I feel like this Auburn team is just a lot different than the other years. I feel like this team will leave this game in the past and move forward.
Well, I
That's
think
what I feel
Auburn
like about
fans will
this
be
team.
happy to hear that from you, and the fact that you're not giving up on Hugh Freeze, even though a lot of people are calling for his job, or some people are calling for his job. I'm not going to say a lot of people, but I think we broke down this Oklahoma game very well. We're going to have the Auburn Texas A&M game at Cal Field coming up here soon. We'll be previewing that. Check out the YouTube channel for that later this week. Catch us on TikTok. Catch us on Facebook. RJ, is there any other comments you want to throw out there?
No, War Eagle, and y'all have a nice day.
This has been the RD Podcast. My name's Dalton,
RJ.
and we'll catch you next time.